For more than 50 years, the world has watched Stevie Nicks drift across stages in black chiffon, her voice rising somewhere between a whisper and a storm. She is the only woman ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, a living symbol of rock mythology. But here is the question most fans never stop to ask. What did it actually cost to become Stevie Nicks? Because long before the legends and stadium lights, there was a girl who kept moving from one city to another, and never staying long enough to call anywhere home. Stephanie Lynn Nicks, born on May 26, 1948 in Phoenix, Arizona, grew up in a family constantly on the move as her father chased corporate promotions across the American Southwest. Phoenix to Albuquerque, Albuquerque to El Paso, El Paso to San Francisco. By the time she reached high school, she had changed schools more times than most kids could count. Yet one thing stayed steady in her life: music. Her grandfather, Aaron Jess Nicks, a country singer who had never quite achieved the fame he dreamed of, noticed something unusual in his granddaughter when she was just 4 years old. He placed a harmonica in her small hands and began teaching her songs. They sang together late at night, at kitchen tables and during long drives, and he told her something powerful. Her voice was not just talent, it was her identity. By high school in Arcadia, California, Stevie already believed music would be her entire future. And that was also where she met a quiet but intense guitarist named Lindsey Buckingham. Their connection was immediate. His guitar and her voice seemed to lock together in a way neither could explain. Love followed quickly, but so did struggle. In the late 1960s, the two moved to San Francisco, hoping to catch the wave of the exploding rock scene. Instead, they found rejection. Clubs were crowded with other dreamers. Record labels ignored them. They released an album called Buckingham Nicks in 1973, but it disappeared almost overnight after the label dropped them. For Stevie, survival meant humility. She waitressed at a restaurant called Clementine's in Los Angeles. She cleaned houses. Imagine that for a moment. The future writer of dreams on her hands and knees, scrubbing someone else's floor, wondering if the dream had already died. Then came the phone call. In 1974, our drummer Mick Fleetwood heard the Buckingham Nicks album and wanted Lindsey for his band, Fleetwood Mac. Lindsey agreed on one condition. Stevie came too. Suddenly, at 26 years old, she stepped into a band already filled with tension, heartbreak, and creative chaos. The result was explosive. Their 1975 album climbed to #1, and 2 years later, Rumors, released in 1977, sold more than 40 million copies worldwide and stayed at #1 for 31 weeks. Yet behind the scenes, every member of the band was breaking apart. Marriages ended, affairs erupted. Stevie and Lindsey's own relationship collapsed while they were still writing songs together. From that emotional wreckage came one of the most haunting songs in rock history, Dreams, written by Stevie alone in a side room in under an hour. But success brought its own darkness. By the early 1980s, exhaustion and loneliness pushed Stevie into cocaine addiction. In 1986, doctors warned the damage could permanently destroy her voice. She entered rehab for 30 days at the Betty Ford Center and fought to reclaim her life. Yet the battle didn't end there. A doctor prescribed Klonopin, a medication she took for 8 years, slowly numbing her creativity and spirit. It took 45 days of painful withdrawal in 1993 before she finally escaped its grip. And still, she kept returning to the stage. Decades later, in 2020, a young man named Nathan Apodaca posted a simple video on TikTok of himself skateboarding while listening to Dreams. Within days, the song, written in 1976, became the most streamed classic rock track on Spotify, proving that music born in heartbreak can travel across generations. Today, in her 70s, Stevie Nicks still performs. Her voice carries the marks of time, loss, addiction, and survival. But that is precisely what makes it powerful, because every note now holds an entire lifetime. And perhaps that is the real secret of Stevie Nicks. Legends are not built from success alone. They are built from the quiet decision to keep walking back onto the stage, no matter how many times life tries to push you off it.